think we're live. We're live.
Okay.
Good morning. Welcome to Lady Catherine Live with co-host Callie. I am Lady Catherine, and I'm so pleased for those who are listening in. We love being here with our listeners and are excited about it. We work in the spiritual field, healing as readers, life coaches, and healers. Today, we're going to be reading on here for those of you who are allowing us to do so. We do hope that you will enjoy the show and will visit our website, www.loveandlightwithmagicwinds.com, for a free introduction question for all new clients. Relationships can be challenging, to say the least, and no one has been able to perfectly master a relationship, which is where spiritual guidance can greatly reduce trauma and help through the hurting to heal, inwardly as well as help in the outer world relationships. It's never a painless process, but it can be made easier. We specialize in all relationships, whether it be parenting, divorce, reconciliations, soulmates, and twin flames. There are so many gimmicks on the net today, and trust is sometimes very difficult for those who have been wounded in the psychic realm. We want to encourage anyone out there that has to take a chance and send your question today. You have nothing to lose and can actually gain insight and healing. Callie will be offering her time and her gifts for those that have requested on air. Good morning, Callie.
Good morning. I'm very excited about today's show. I'm just really excited. I have a great feeling about it.
Me too. And the clients that I've had with me for a long time are actually excited that you're coming on board. So I really, really do welcome you. Can't wait to hear your advice and your guidance and what you have to offer today. Callie, the first client who has a question for you is Katrina. And her question is, I wanted to ask you about my twin flame journey. I have not come into union yet, but I wanted to know what my twin flame is feeling towards me. He's an Aquarius, and I am Leo.
Okay, let me pull a card. Okay, I'm getting Six of Pentacles, so I'm getting that you guys are in the process of balancing out your energy as far as, you know, what you get, what he gets, is it balanced, who's getting more, who's getting less. All of that is kind of in the process of working itself out. I can relate. I get this card a lot for my twin flame journey. Sometimes I feel breadcrumbed or I feel like I'm breadcrumbing. I mean, you know, it's balance of energy, and that is all in the process of working. As far as how he is feeling towards you, and as we know, energy shifts. I mean, I can ask about my twin, and his he's so shifty that it can shift. But right now, I feel that things are somewhat, you know, coming into balance. I feel like you may be more of the leader twin, the one that's more enlightened, the one that has to do a little bit more work spiritually to bring him closer. But I do feel that you need to just keep standing, you know, keep taking care of yourself, standing your ground, getting better and better spiritually. But the balance, I feel like there is a need for balance, and I feel like that's kind of what is going on right now, is the universe is trying to balance your energies. So I don't see this as bad at this moment in time. So, Lady Catherine, do you want to add anything?
Raven, my spirit guide, as you know, I do tend to steer away from cards and just read, allow him to channel through me, and he's in complete agreement with that, has been, and so your message to Katrina has been Raven's all along. Thank you for that. So good luck.
I felt very strongly about that one. So,
and Katrina, just keep on, because I know you're healing and you're doing the soul work, and I'm very proud of you.
Yes. And Katrina, I've been in the same type of situation. I get that card a lot, like I said, for my own deal, and so that is the hardest part. And I do know that, you know, you may see your twin or talk to him, or you may not. But whenever there is any kind of energy exchange, whether it be in 5D or 3D, there may be some emotional trying immediately following, like some trying times immediately following it, and that's that balance trying to work out.
Absolutely.
So just ride it out. Do not. I spent a long time panicking. I spent a long time freaking out. Ride it out is all I can say. Ride it out, but you detach a little bit during those times, and you work on you, and you work on having faith in the whole process.
And she really is. She's doing really well. She's come so far in a year. It's amazing. Keep it up, Katrina. Okay, Kelly, thank you. The next one, her name is Gina, and I recently read for her. She's a new client, and I gave her some answers on a man named Julio. And she knows change happens all the time, and she was wondering if she and Julio will be in a relationship and if it will last, and where she stands in his life. What do you say, Kelly?
Okay, I get the Queen of Swords. I see that, Gina, you are very, very open. You're very open to Julio, but you need to take on this Queen of Swords energy. The universe, as we know, has its own timing for things, and when people float in and out of our lives, those are kind of the hard. I have my twin does that to me. I do see that the Queen of Swords has her arm out. She's welcoming. I do stand by. I do believe you will hear from him. Something will happen in March, maybe beginning of April. But yeah, I do agree with that, and I think that you need to take on the Queen of Swords energy, and Lady Catherine can talk more about what that is. But you be confident, you sit straight up, and you keep your head up, and hand out, and be ready to receive the communication. But you need to keep working on yourself spiritually as well, because I get Temperance after that. So there is a road behind you. That road will lead to something, but right now you just kind of feel like you're needing some balance too. So, Lady Catherine, you can kind of speak to that a little bit more, I'm sure, with Raven. But I do feel that contact will happen.
Oh yes, contact will happen. Yes, Callie, thank you for that. I have seen that the contact is going to happen. And it's going to be very important that Gina is balanced and very clear on her boundaries and what she wants, as opposed to just being there, or wanting to be what he wants. It's about turning it around and being who she wants to be and allowing him to see who she really is.
Because the Queen of Swords, she is very strong, and I do feel energy from. I feel that Gina is very strong, and so definitely you're sitting on your throne. You're looking off into the distance.
Yes,
you're ready. So let the universe align all of this. But I do agree with Lady Catherine on the contact. So.
Yes, and the other thing about the Queen of Swords is that she can be so strong that she can come off in the wrong way. It can actually be overpowering to any of us when we are operating in that kind of energy. So try and temper it. It's interesting that Callie received the Temperance card. So try and temper the tongue and try to present in love.
I was actually getting that when you said temper the tongue. When you do hear from him, there's going to be a lot of things you want to say. Really kind of pray, meditate on, kind of ask God or, the universe to guide you in what to say, because you don't want to speak from the wrong place.
Exactly.
Or an ego place. But you don't want to be a doormat either.
No.
But you just need to pray for wisdom and then, and meditate on having that wisdom that you need to deal with this.
Perfect advice. Thank you. Okay, Callie, the next question is from Lamar, and he has a love over in the Philippines. They've been online for, I don't know, at least a year, talking, bonding. And what he wants to know is if he has any chance in meeting her, or any advice.
Okay. Lamar has great energy. I really like Lamar.
He does.
I get the Ace of Swords. Lady Catherine, do you want to kind of speak to that a little bit? I feel like there is going to be a new beginning, a plan.
Yes.
Put in place.
Yes.
I do believe that. I believe that you're going to have to also use kind of that, the positivity, the manifesting change that you want. Long distance relationships, like on that level with that much distance, you do have to do a lot of that, a lot of power positive thinking and meditation on what you want. But I get a good feeling from this, Lamar. So I think the advice from Spirit that I'm getting is that really the sky's the limit for this, that you do need to, setting your intentions. Lady Catherine can help you with that. I can help you with that, but really quit worrying about it. I feel like you're kind of worrying about it, and you're missing the excitement and the anticipation that you could be kind of experiencing right now, because I do see a plan being in place. So you're going to start, something's going to get started, some kind of plan that you guys are going to move forward with.
Oh, Callie, I love you for that. I read for him yesterday. Lamar has been with me, oh my goodness, since the late, I would say 2008, 2009. He's been a client of mine, and he's very analytical, and he's a sweetie. I love Lamar. And so what we're trying to work on right now is actually implementing the law of attraction and manifestation.
Oh, my gosh. I love it when that
happens. Yes. That's so neat. So take it, Lamar, and I'm going to talk to you. I have a phone call with him at noon today, so I can't wait for him to hear this. Love you, Lamar. Okay, next one is Susie. Now, Susie is a lady who's in her 40s, and she's going through many life changes. She's going through a divorce from a very loveless marriage that she's been in for many years. And she's recently met a man, and this is actually her first romance of any kind in years. He's years younger, but the bond is very beautiful. And her question is, do you see any hope for long term? Because of the age difference, and she has a child, he doesn't.
Okay. Susie, I completely understand where you are, and I feel like you have just been through the ringer. I feel like you've been weary, you're tired. Okay, so this new fella is has been just like an elixir, like of life for you, like just a blessing. And I think you should look at him like a blessing. And I think that you should enjoy every minute that you can get, because he is helping you transition. You're getting you guys' energy together is actually kind of building up this like cannonball that's going to shoot you out of what's going on with you now. And I just feel that you're going through a ton of stuff. I get the 3 of Wands.
Wow.
Your feet are firmly planted on the ground. You're holding on to one wand. You're looking out at the distance. I see choices for you. Mm-hmm. I see that you're looking out and you see choices in your life. And I don't think you felt like you've had choices in a long, long time, and you're seeing that you do now.
Yes.
And my advice to you is to just enjoy having choices, because when you go through, when you're in a bad marriage or a bad relationship, and there is nothing more life-taking than feeling like you don't have a choice in your own life. And I see that your feet are firmly planted on the ground right now. Yeah, there's been some things that have taken them off the ground, but I feel like you're kind of coming into a new energy where you are surveying your choices, your life, and you've made a choice. Somehow you've made a choice. It's just there's some things lingering that you're not able to fully get away from right now, but you are, and you are actually doing a lot of spiritual work, I feel like, to where you even though you've got all this crap going on, this strife, you're actually somewhat, you have a little bit of peace.
Yes.
Coming in. So that is called, that is a miracle, because when you're going through a battle like that and you can stand firmly, you can oversee the choices that you have in your life, and you can hold on to one. I see this as being you're entering into a wonderful new energy, and I feel like this man is a wonderful thing for you right now. I think it's going to help catapult you out of your circumstances that you're trying to get out of. So that's what I've got. I don't know what Lady Catherine wants to add.
Raven is in complete agreement, and I am in awe of your gifts, Callie, because he has reiterated that message to her on several occasions, and his message truly is to just embrace him, just embrace it, just embrace what's happening in her life right now, and try not to focus on what could go wrong with the age difference, and then focus on what she has in front of her right now with this gentleman. And he's a precious soul, and he does care.
Yes. And I feel like people come into our lives, and we don't need to be, we always do, but don't get caught up in, is it long-term, is it, this or that, because right now he is helping you.
Yes, he is.
And God has a plan for you that, there are seasons for people in our lives. I mean, I've got one right now that I've been really focusing on the right now. And it can either, someone like that can serve as a distraction from actually taking action out of our situations, or it can empower us to take action.
Yes.
But no matter what action you take, has to be for you. It can't be for this person, or you will be stuck. I'm in that situation right now. So I think that card that we got really is saying that it's a good thing, because it's got you, seeing that you have choices.
Yes.
For the first time in a long time. But I would caution you just to enjoy, live every moment, be present in every moment. Don't worry right now about what's going to happen. You've got too much other things to worry, that you're worrying about. Just let this be a transitional time for you, and know that God's got a plan for you in your life, and that everything, all of the people that you meet, you were, meant to, and go from there. Just live, be present in every moment. Quit worrying about the future.
Excellent. Thank you, Callie. The next one is Christina, and she has a daughter in her early 20s. The daughter has a good job, but a loser boyfriend who wants to marry her daughter at a very young age. There is family opposition from both sides, but they are clinging to one another, and this young man is verbally abusive. Do you see her wising up anytime in near future? The daughter, that is.
Okay. This is a tough one. I understand your worry and your concern. This is, every mother's just heartbreak when this happens to their daughters or their sons. The first card I get is the Fool card. Your daughter is so optimistic. She is a sort of a free spirit.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. And she is just very, what's the word? She's just willing to kind of just jump off a cliff, but she'll be okay when she jumps off. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is just one of those people that
she lands on her feet. She really does.
Yeah. She lands on her feet. Now, I understand. I got the Three of Swords after that. So there's going to be more heartbreak for her, but she's going to be okay. That's the main thing. She's very young. We had a podcast the other day about things that people go through spiritually and how we are so resilient. She's going to be okay. The third card I got was the Magician. She is going through this for something that's going to take place in her future. She is actually developing skills right now from being hurt and being in pain. And she's going to turn that around. Now, time frame, that might be more of a Raven question, but I feel like right now she is garnering a lot of experience that's going to help her with something else. So I say, my mom prayed for me nonstop in my early 20s. Keep praying for her. but she's going to see, she's going to wise up, and she's going to use this experience for something really good and great in her life in the future. So, but there will be some more heartbreak, and I don't care for this person that she's with at all.
I think as moms, we just don't.
Right now. No, and they're early 20s. She's going to have to kind of go through a little bit, and then she's going to see, she could waste her 20s and 30s, but I don't see her doing that. I see her learning that, this is not what I want. This is not what I deserve. It may take a few more, things to happen, but she's going to wise up. And really, she's so resilient. I feel like she's one of those people that she forgives very easily, too easily.
Yes.
And that's going to change. That's going to change for her. She's going, like I said, these gifts that she's actually gaining a lot of life experience right now. And I'm not saying that's good that she's in this situation at all. It's not. But I do see that it's going to pay off for her somehow. Because a lot of people get in these patterns, and that's all they ever get. That's all they ever do their whole life. I mean, they're 50 years old and they're in these types of verbally abusive relationships. I see her coming out of this knowing what she does not want, and it's only going to help her. Now, I would encourage her to when you can, to get out, walk away. But I see she's pretty strong-willed, and I think that can be a good thing, if channeled right. So, but yeah, I do feel that you need to just keep praying for her, but she's going to be okay ultimately, and she's getting a lot of, she's learning spiritually what she does not want, and it will all come full circle for her. So keep praying for her. She's going to be okay, but she's very strong-willed and very, she lands on her feet, as Lady Catherine just said.
And you hit it on the head with the strong-willed, because this young lady is strong-willed. She's a precious soul, and she's psychically gifted. Oh, she's so gifted. And when you
a lot of people like that.
When you pulled the magician card, I went, bingo. She is developing her spiritual gifts through this relationship. So be patient, Mom. She is an
empath.
Yes.
I believe she's an empath, and she, unfortunately, empaths get a lot of, we have to kind of go through the school of hard knocks in order to use our gifts to help other people. But I do see God's hand on her. I see that she is gifted and that she's going to make some changes. So just hang in there, buckle your seatbelt. It's going to be okay.
Thank you, Callie. Okay, the next one is Laura, and Laura is in a soulmate relationship. This relationship was predicted 2 years ago by a medium whom she trusts and adores. He's on the run, and she's wondering if he will return, or does she need to move on. He floats in and out of her life for sex, and it makes her feel unloved. He swears he's not seeing anyone else, and she believes that he isn't, but she's tired of feeling like a booty call. Please advise on what you see, Callie.
Okay. Gosh, I know how this feels. Laura, I know that, what we do is we, and I got the Six of Cups first, and I'm going to tell you why. What we do as women with these types of guys is we remember how they were in the beginning, or we remember how they were when they're extremely loving, when they want something from us, and we get all nostalgic, and that's what we hold on to. So when they, Eight of Swords us, when they confuse us, when they, hurt us, we're like, but they did this, but this happened before. This, we hold on to only the good things that we've seen out of them, and that blindfolds us. That keeps our eyes shut. We feel, that imprisons us. I see that you're sort of, and Lady Catherine, interrupt me if I'm off on this. I feel like he's kind of an energy vampire, to be honest.
Yes.
I feel like he may be, I don't want to make accusations here. I feel like he may be a narcissist.
Oh, okay.
So maybe, I mean, I think everyone has a little bit of, a little level of that comes into play sometimes. What I want you to do is I want you to be doing the work that you're doing, the spiritual work. I wouldn't say move on yet, but I would say that you need to put your foot down. I had something recently happen to where what can happen is if we don't have boundaries, the right boundaries with people, and we really just, you know how when people float in and out, you just want to hold on to every second that you can get, and you want to give them everything you've got in that minute, that hour, that couple of hours, or whenever they float in. You just want to get it all in there. And I feel like you need to take a stand with your body, with your mind, with your heart. I'm not saying that this can't turn around, and I'm not saying he is what I said earlier. I'm just saying there is something, what we can do by being to where we are like that, where we just want to give them everything we got just whenever they do pay attention to us. I'm telling you, that can actually activate some behaviors that they normally wouldn't do. And so what I want you to do is I want you to, it's going to be hard. I had to do it yesterday.
Yes, you did.
I want you to say, put a boundary up. Yeah, we can see each other. We can talk. We can go to the movies. We can go to dinner. But don't put yourself in the position for intimacy until he shows you who he really is. That's going to be very hard. I literally, yesterday, I've been dealing with something that I actually kind of created the monster, because every time I would, and you know how men are, so every time I would see my twin, I would just do whatever, I just rocked his world and did whatever he wanted, and it kind of did for a little while transition into that kind of relationship, and I started to feel really, really bad. And my suggestion is to put those boundaries up, and I do see a chance for the death of how things are right now, all this uncertainty, all of this this kind of booty call type energy. I do see a death and rebirth. If you start setting the boundaries and showing him that you deserve more than just a booty call and just all of that, I believe that you can rebuild this into something that's okay. That's good. I just think that right now, men will take that, and then that is it kind of, the real emotions they become secondary, even though they're there. So, and I don't mean that he's a narcissist. I mean that he is using that energy that's what you're offering. Mm-hmm. So I would never, I feel bad about saying that because I don't know that. I'm just saying that there is an energy suckage going on. And I have a twin flame who, we had an energy suckage going on. I actually was making things so easy and we kind of transitioned into that type of thing that I actually activated some narcissistic behaviors for him. I don't think he's a narcissist, but I actually activated some of that in him because of my willingness, my desire. It was really my desire to be accepted and get approval. And that is one of those things I'm trying to heal from, is that approval. I wanted to, every time I saw him, I wanted to rock his world. I wanted it to be, the best, time. And I that's kind of where men will always go. But I want you to push for other things. I want you to push to change. I do see that I do see a death of this behavior if you do that. And I do see him seeing you as something, as a soulmate instead of, a booty call. Because I'm telling you, any man, I don't care how wonderful, that's what will happen if we let it.
Yes.
Okay, so, I mean, and that's not saying that they're bad.
No.
That's and anyone, and I think I got the N word earlier because of the energy suckage. We offer it, they take it, we feel empty, they feel awesome. And they can go live their lives and get another hit of that, and they feel so secure with you. They know that they can come back anytime.
Yes,
mine included. And we got to break them of that for their own spirit.
That's right.
And their own spiritual growth.
That's right.
So I don't know. I may be off on that,
No.
Lady Catherine. I'm not. I've never professed to be right on. So y'all definitely correct me.
Well, Callie, you're actually spot on. And Raven has
Okay,
been advising the boundaries, setting the boundaries. And Laura just implemented that less than a week ago, and she's really struggling with, should I text, I miss him? And I said, well, you have to really search your heart on that. But if you do, the change is not going to present.
Yeah, it hurts, girl. I know it. I've been there, and it that panic that sets in. Oh my gosh, if I do this, oh my gosh, it's going to run him off. He's
Yes.
not going to call me back. He's going to be mad at me. He's going to think that I don't love him anymore. He's going to think that I've moved on.
Yes.
You know what? God is in control. If you're meant to be with this person, and I know that's so easy to say, but I've had to do it, and it took me a long time to do it. But when you start empowering yourself, and when you start feeling, you know, that respect again, like
Yes.
I understand I had to grow it too for myself. I was giving so much respect to him and none to myself. And that is the we're breaking the cardinal rule there. So, you know, I did get the death part at the end, which is not bad. That means if you do, you know, don't be holding on. Like it took a long time for me to break out of this, you know, remembering how he was in those magical times. Yeah, we had those times, but what he's doing right now is what we go off of and what we go by.
That's right.
Okay.
Good advice.
Okay, because that Six of Cups is a great card usually, but in this case, it's nostalgia. You're going off of things that, you know, you can't judge based on that anymore. Yes. And I had to come to that same point. But if you know, I think, actually it's something that's coming to me, I think if you set these boundaries and you stick with this, I feel like something really good's going to happen for you. It may not be him, but something good is coming down the pipe when you get your energy aligned with, you know, I am a wonderful catch.
That's right.
I am worth so much more. I want you to let go of, you know, because sometimes we can cling to something that we think is right for us or something that we want so badly when God's over here like, hey girl, I got something way better for you, but your energy's going into this so much. I want you to step back.
Yes.
And I want you to do the work, and I want you to keep doing what you're doing. And when you get that fear that comes up, you know, when you you feel like if you don't text or if you don't, all you're doing is you're like stacking plates on your head and your hands, and you're just keeping everything balanced for a second.
Yes,
okay?
For a second, absolutely.
For a second, by texting him and warming him up, you're just fixing it for 1 second. If you'll do this, you can actually get it fixed long term. So keep following Lady Catherine and Raven's advice, because I feel like it's spot on for you.
Thank you, Callie. I'm sure Laura is going to appreciate those answers because they were greatly needed. Okay, we have time for one more, so we'll save the next readings for another podcast. The last one is Rhodesia, and she wants to know if Willie will return to her.
Okay. Rhodesia, I got the Four of Pentacles. I feel selfishness coming up. Lady Catherine, am I?
No, you're spot on.
Okay, I feel selfishness come up. I feel like there is a tight grasp on something. I don't know. I think this is Willie. I think Willie is very selfish. I think Willie is, I feel like Rhodesia, you're worrying, you're stressing, you're in a dark place, and Willie he's doing his thing, he's holding on to his pentacles, he's selfish.
Yes, he is.
Let me pull another one, because you feel like the Hanged Man. Mm-hmm. You feel like you don't know which way to go. You feel Five of Pentacles. You feel left out in the cold by him so many times. Am I on?
You're spot on.
Okay. Ace of Wands. Rhodesia, this is about you. This is God's going to help you, but you're going to have to let go of your expectations and your hold on this. Because that Four of Pentacles may be you too, a little bit, holding on so tight to this person, to this Willie.
Yes.
And I want you to let go, because if you don't let go, you're going to start entering in, and you may already have entered into that energy of that, energy sucker energy, where he's sucking your energy. And, that narcissistic, type behavior could grow and get worse. And so I really want you to do the spiritual work. You're going to be in the hangman position for a long time if you don't let go. Okay. Now, I'm not saying let go altogether, but I do kind of feel that there's something better for you.
Yes.
I do, girl. I do. I feel it. And you know what? Six of Wands. If you will let go, and if you will truly surrender your life to the best, to doing the spiritual work and getting out of this with Willie,
yes,
you're going to be victorious. You're going to ride in and be victorious, and you're going to get something way better. The sun.
Yes.
Brightness.
Yes.
But if you don't let go, because I feel like this is sort of Willie is selfish and he's, all of those things, but I feel like that Four of Pentacles is you're holding on so tight, and there's other things out there. There's a whole world behind you, and you're so fixated on this Willie situation that you're basically hanging yourself. You're in the hangman position, and it's really by your own, by not letting go of Willie. And, he's going to bounce back in, and he's probably going to bounce back and forth.
Yes.
But what we said earlier, the advice we had earlier to Laura, you've got to do that too. You've got to let go. You've got to set boundaries. If you don't, you're going to waste so much time. And I had to do this too, girl. I understand. Mm-hmm. You're going to waste a lot of time that you could be being victorious, because there is a good plan for your life. I see a great plan for your life. Right now, you're out in the cold, but there's some good stuff if you'll just let go. And he's that pinnacle. You let go of that pinnacle.
Yes.
And you release that fear, that worry, that, we get an idea or something in our head, and that those good moments that we had, just like we talked about earlier with Laura. And that's all we can remember, because that's how good people think. That's how good people are. You see the goodness in someone. I feel like Willie is, I think that we had a podcast a while back about endorphins, and I know with my twin, even, when he wouldn't contact me, I kind of set off on an addiction to getting answers that people couldn't give me, because I was holding on so tight to what I wanted. It was messing up the readings, the energy.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And it will.
And it will. So I want you to, I don't know, after you hear this, I want you to go to a quiet place. I want you to meditate. I want you to release Willie, and I want you to embrace yourself, and I want you to work on yourself. Willie's going to come back and forth. He's going to come in and out. And, you're going to I want you to get mad a little bit. I don't want you to be angry. I don't want you to be in a place of anger, but I want you to get mad.
Yes.
Because why is Willie dipping out? Why is he dipping out? There's no excuse for that. And there's no excuse, for Laura's either, or mine. There's no excuse for that. People shouldn't do that to people they love. So I want you to really meditate on breaking free, because what we've done and what we've all done, I feel this common bond with you guys, that we put ourselves in our own prisons with this stuff.
We sure have.
By giving ourselves away.
Yes.
And not having these boundaries. Me, I am number one. I'm leading the pack there on it.
I don't know about that.
But I am changing that.
Yes,
I am
you
changing
are.
that. And guess what? As soon as yesterday I had to do the same thing that I'm preaching to you guys about.
Yes, you
and
did.
Guess what? I got barraged with calls.
Yes.
And I got called to town to come. He just needed to see my face. It works, guys.
It does
work. It may not work immediately,
no,
but it works. But you also it can work. And if the person's a energy vampire, then it can work. But you got to have extra boundaries, okay?
Yes, you do. And
if
you
you're
have
an
to
energy
have
vampire.
so much self-trust and self-faith. Okay, Callie, thank you so much for all of the insight and guidance that you were able to offer today. And it's time to end the show. We want to thank all of you for listening in. You may find us at www.loveandlightwithmagicwins.com. Have a blessed and prosperous day. Until next time. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.